everybody, it's Coach B with NXG TV, and today's topic, gauging progress in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So check it out. It's very hard to do an equal comparison because there are so many variables. You've got the 20-year-old D1 wrestler that's 200 pounds and just boom, built like an ox. You've got the 45-year-old guy that's 155 pounds and just decides he's tired of sitting at home doing nothing all night, and so he takes up jiu-jitsu. You've got the 115-pound female that played tennis in high school and she's very athletic, but she's still 115 pounds, right? So all these things considered, it can be quite hard to figure out, how do I actually gauge my progress in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu? Well, I'm going to give you some ideas and I'm going to give you some concepts on that today. First off, I want to talk to white belts though. It's so easy to get discouraged when you first start jiu-jitsu. And when I say new students, I mean people that have been training, let's just say less than a year, right? So I walk into a Brazilian jiu-jitsu gym. I'm a fairly average Joe with very limited natural athleticism and physical attributes, right? And so people that have been training a little longer than I am, even that are similar to me by comparison physically, they have that technical advantage, right? And so what happens is if they start off a tier above me technically, 3 to 6 months later, they may still be a tier above me if we're both training with some level of frequency, right? What does that mean? The guy that was kicking my butt on day 1 may be kicking my butt on week 6 and month 3, right? So it's easy to feel as if there's no growth and progress, but I challenge you to stay the course and know that somewhere like 6 months in, the next new guy with a similar size or a similar amount of natural attributes is going to come in, and then you are going to be able to more readily affect the techniques that you've learned. You're going to see more openings for attacks. You're going to realize he keeps sticking his neck out or giving his back to you, etc. And in that moment, whoa, my coach is not an idiot and I don't suck at jiu-jitsu. I'm learning. And that's what you want to encounter. Now, let's talk about some different measuring sticks by which we can gauge our progress. Well, first and foremost, there is you versus you, right? So I can definitively say that Coach B 2021 right now would absolutely slaughter myself from 3 years ago. Emphatically. Today's my birthday, guys. I'm 42 years old. And I can tell you now, I would beat the pants off of 25-year-old me. Hands down. Athleticism, physical attributes, diminishment because of age, all things aside, I would slaughter myself. That's one gauge of progress. You versus you of days past. The second is the belt rank comparison and competition standard. How do you hold up against other people of your rank? How do you hold up against other people of your rank with a similar size or age? This can be a balance and a comparison. As a competitor, it's very important that you be able to hold the line for your rank in your division especially, because if you are a blue belt that competes 180, then you need to be winning at blue belt 180 before you move up to purple belt, because the water only gets deeper. If you want to be a championship competitor and you are still in very deep water in your current belt rank, you're going to be in even deeper water at the next belt rank, right? So there's that competitive gauge right there. And then this one's a little unique to some people. I've mentioned it before and I've got some crazy looks, but there is you versus that untrained person that walks through the door. And this can almost be a gauge of self-defense capabilities in some instances, because the longer you train, the more you start doing jiu-jitsu versus jiu-jitsu. But that new person, especially if they have some youth and athleticism on their side, they're going to come with a much different or greater level of sheer aggression, sometimes panic, and the spaz will be strong in them, right? They're going to do some abstract things that you would not experience against more seasoned students or practitioners. And so you're going to get a lot of variance out of that. And so a combination of the me versus me, as well as the comparison to that new student coming in. I'll be honest, so I started coaching at Blue Belt. I already had an existing striking club that I ran. And as my jiu-jitsu grew, we just started grooming a program internally. And then a lot of the growth was done through traveling instructors and seminars and private lessons and things along those lines. Forgive me, as the program grew out, right? So I can tell you, I remember, being a blue belt and having that, 200-pound, relatively athletic guy come in for his first day of jiu-jitsu and kind of being a little tentative, right? Like, oh, here we go. And doing my best to survive that role, right? And really feeling like maybe I had not done the best job of proving jiu-jitsu to this person, right? And by purple belt, I had a much greater level of confidence in that. And then I will say now, a few years into my brown belt, it's just another white belt walking through the door, right? Like, do I ever look at a new person and go, oh, here we go? Yeah, you get a 280-pound D1 football player that comes through. I'm 150 pounds and over 40 and have some aches and pains. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit tougher, right? But truth be told, at blue belt, and I'm telling secrets that people in jiu-jitsu don't like to admit to, but they're probably fact for more people than you would think. As a 150-pound blue belt, that 200-pounder coming through the door that was 15 years younger than me, there was a little bit of anxiety there, right? Like there was a little bit of, oh, here we go. And in time, you see that start to diminish and go away. And so these are all just different paths you can use to gauge your progress. Some people are going to love what I just said. Some people are going to utterly hate it. I'm going to have some people that say jiu-jitsu is all about the journey. It's all about improving. I'm going to have people that say you got to be able to defend your belt. If you're a purple belt, you should never lose to a blue belt, blah, blah, blah. And hey, man, if you got it like that, rock on. You know what I'm saying? But that's just not applicable to everybody. So what I want you to do is this. I want you to hit that thumbs up, give the video a like, make sure and subscribe to our page. And on this topic specifically, drop some comments below and give me your ideas and opinions on the different ways that you can measure progress in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Guys, keep it strong, keep pushing forward, show up every day, get a little better. That's the secret. I'm Coach B, and this is NXG TV. One love, guys.